Well, here we go into Game 3 on Derelict Watcher. Series tied up 1-1. Would you like to go first? Do you want me to handle this?
Sure, final match going to be aQua spawning in the bottom left of Derelict Watcher. And up in the top right,
The purple Zerg from Deimos, it looks like. It is Mckay. Bringing it back in that game 2 to tie up the series. Actually, a pretty decisive win from Mckay as well. Both of these wins have been very decisive from both of these players.
yeah, we're just seeing, I feel like there's a lot of metagame going on, a lot of dancing back and forth, and I mean, both games have come down to a base race, though. It'd be kind of interesting to see an actual straight-on fight, but a lot of Zerg I know don't feel comfortable with that kind of scenario.
Especially against somebody like aQua, who has displayed some excellent control and micro in both games. Even though he did suffer a loss in that last one, he still did have some stellar micro, especially with that Zealot and Probe at the beginning.
Yeah, that's where I really feel like aQua shines, is his early harass. That would be so frustrating to deal with, and plus, if you're not used to that kind of harass, then it distracts you so bad, and I have such a hard time dealing with things that are new,
Different,
and kind of, yeah, unique, and
like that early harass is so metagaming. I've literally never seen that before. That's so cool.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
I
a very
remember
unique play.
people were trying to do that a long time ago. I think at the beginning of Heart of the Swarm, or maybe towards the end of Wings of Liberty, trying to do a little bit more Zealot pressure, but I haven't seen that in a while, and I never saw it used that effectively either.
And again, here with the exit control from aQua, Mckay having to bring down a second. Oh my goodness. Oh, with the pylon block there.
And it's spawning
Oh,
down right
Mckay.
away in response. That is why they generally tell you to always go pool first versus Protoss, just because this kind of stuff can be so annoying, especially if there's a Forge fast expand.
Ooh.
But we are still seeing a Gateway expand. Looks like the same build again from aQua. Seems to use the same opener and then just adapt to what he sees.
Yeah. I do like that, though. That is a very good style.
Right.
For me, like, my third gear, which is like the most comfortable place for me to be in PvZ by far, is the I'm old school. I go FFE like pretty much every game. I don't like those, you know. I hate timings from Zerg. I can deal with them, but I just don't like it. I prefer macro game myself.
Oh, if he's, I thought he was gonna be able to block that again. That would have been absolutely terrible. But
that would be so sick.
Yeah, I used to do Forge Fast Expand until Zerg started doing that 2-base Swarm Host Nidus thing.
Oh my god.
Actually, it's so good against Forge Fast Expand that, I mean, there are ways to deal with it, but I was like, that's too much work. I'm going to learn this 1-gate Fast Expand.
I actually played one that, I had a game where a guy didn't even bother with the Nidus. He just walked them across the base, or across the map. It was on Yonsu, I believe. At least I think it was Yonsu.
I mean,
yeah,
it gets so ridiculous when they can put spores down.
God,
you know,
I was just like, oh.
Yeah, so frustrating to deal with. That actually made me like want to quit StarCraft for a while after playing against that. I was like, oh, this game is not worth it.
That was one of the few games where I can actually say, without lying, that I did legitimately rage at that point. I was like, you know what? I'm not leaving this game. This guy just did an asshole play. I'm not leaving. Not happening. He's gonna have to kill every single building, and I'm going to build every single unit I can to prevent that.
Oh yeah, I used to rage against Zerg really hard. I'd be like,
it's just such a good build, though. I mean, I had Colossus out. I even had a couple of Voiders out as well. I had Charge Lots, and I had Storms. I mean, he was slow with it, but I had a great composition. I did not have observers. The one thing I didn't have, I did not have an observer out on the map, so I didn't see it coming. That was my fault. I didn't scout it.
That happens, though. That's always my big thing. Playing in Protoss versus Protoss, DTs are my mortal enemy.
Oh yeah, yeah. PvP is my mortal enemy, so I know what you mean.
Well, the wall is finally completing here for aQua. I was a little bit surprised. I thought that Mckay was gonna be able to run in with these couple of links here and at least do a little bit of scouting, but I decided to pull off in the middle of the map.
Has he seen anything yet?
I don't think he really has. He sees the sentry, and I think he actually might have been waiting for that Zealot to move across the map, but there was no Zealot pressure this time. I mean, aQua just mixing it up, and just little things at the beginning of each game. And now he's going to move out with a Zealot and a sentry and a Mothership Core.
Definitely getting into the head of Mckay, and aQua with a nice little denial of that scout there.
Yeah, he's able to pick that off at the last second there. Really nice.
I think it's accurate to say that aQua has successfully metagamed the crap out of Mckay.
Oh yeah, I mean, just so many different builds that are just a little bit different from the one before it that exploit different weaknesses. So it's really cool.
I think we're going to see the Roach Warren and the third going down here from Mckay. Looks like he might, and 12 Lings on the way. I think we're going to see some very early aggression, possibly even a Roach Ling, maybe even a Baneling bust.
Well, this is a 4-gate push coming out from aQua though, so he's going to have to control this really well to handle this, and he's going to pick off the probe though, so there's not going to be any warp-ins, and that might just shut it down right there.
Yeah, it does look like it. Although it will be interesting to see what happens.
One Zealot moving out to scout there. He does. He has a pylon about halfway across the map, so he's able to get few
Pretty good
warp-ins there.
reinforcement.
Yeah, and I mean not ideal, but that's also not as bad as having to walk your units all the way from your base. I don't know how other races deal with that. That's a march.
Yeah, it's a bit of a walk. Well, TLO deals with it with massive amounts of creep spread and dropping a hatch and then a...
Yeah, I mean, Zerg is not so bad. Your units are so fast. But, like, Terran, I don't know. I'd be tempted to stim just to get across the map faster.
Well, some of them actually do. Like, if you see players like... I don't know if Bomber does it, but a lot of... I think it might be a European thing. But what they do is they will stim their reinforcements so they can arrive at the engagement faster and then just have the medevacs heal them up once they get there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It does. A little 4 Roach and a few Baneling push out here from Mckay. I'm not sure if he's looking to do a lot of damage here or maybe just a little poke. If it was a game-ending blow, I think he would have a lot more than 4 Roaches with this little push here.
Yeah, I think this is just because he was worried about that 4-gate coming in. Hallucinated Phoenix going to scout out the main.
Let's see, what does aQua have to defend against it, but what could be a game ender if he does continue production?
I mean, he has 4 sentries. They're all pretty high on energy. I don't think he'll be in trouble. He's got his robotics facility down. At the very least, he'd be able to force field off his ramp until he got that immortal out.
Yeah, there's only 7 Roaches and 25 Lings, and that would be up against 7 Zealots, 3 Stalkers, and 4 Sentries with massive amounts of force fields and a Mothership core. I think he'd be more than fine.
And the Zealots actually do really well against the Roaches if they can get those force fields behind the Roaches. So, I mean, I don't think it would be really a good idea for Mckay to push here, especially since he has his 3rd down comfortably. And he has nice Overlord positioning to see that aQua has not taken his 3rd.
Oh, it is kind of interesting to see, if you go ahead and take a look at the worker count, it is a 60 to 40 lead in favor of Mckay. That is quite substantial. I don't think it's normally that high in PvZ.
No, aQua actually cut probes for a little bit there to do that
to
4-gate pressure that got shut down.
Nothing.
So
that got nothing done.
He's definitely coming from behind, and that's really frustrating to deal with when you're playing Protoss and you're trying to, you can punish that 3rd, and you can't take your 3rd either, and that's just it's such a demoralizing place to be in.
Oh yeah, trust me, it sucks.
He's gonna send out his customary Mothership core here for the roughly 12-minute scout. And
Hold on.
where's this probe going? Oh, he's gonna start setting up some pylons on some weird locations, but the Overlord will see that. We'll see the probe at least moving across there.
Yeah, we do have 2 Archons coming in at home, but we do have Hydras on the way, or Hydras down, excuse me, and about to pop out with, it looks like...
If aQua can get a nice position where the charge is able to activate against the Hydras instead of the Roaches.
Which I don't doubt he can,
right.
What we've seen from him so far.
Oh, he does have to kill off the pylon though because
ooh, and it does cancel the 2 warping in. I think that was Stalkers. Or no, they were High Templars. That's even worse.
Yeah.
He is supply blocked though.
Yeah, I think that's because he had to kill off that pylon too. That was just like, I hate that. The Archons are so big. I've had so many times where my Archons are trapped inside my base and I don't realize it, and they're just walking around.
Yeah, I've done that with Ultras too, where I've tried to wall off with an Evo chamber, and I'm just, well, crap. I could have used those 5 Ultras about 5 minutes ago.
And
but then you get to the point where you're just like, you know what?
Pylons too.
Oh yeah, yes, that's a very good find.
After that first game, he just got serious. After the first game, I was actually thinking, I was like, oh, aQua's got this pretty easily. He's just got such great control. I was like, how do you even deal with that? And Mckay is showing us how. I
caught the tail end of that game 1. I just thought he was going to pretty much just roll through Mckay here, but Mckay is showing he's got some good quality play in him. And even finding this second proxy pylon over here up in the top left-ish corner.
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing too is like the way that Mckay changed up his play. In the first game, he rushes for this 3-base economy before his spawning pool even. And then after that, now he's playing this really slow macro style play where he's just always safe against anything aQua does. And
but
we see
barely
that
safe.
Mckay he's maxed out right now versus aQua, who is at 125. This is gonna be such a hard engagement for him. But he does
And
have the
if Mckay-
force fields, and there's nothing that Mckay has to.
And just look at this concave.
It is, yeah. There's really not a good angle you can engage from right here, but the observer will see that, so it's not like Aqua's gonna walk into that blindly. And
Although there is an overseer right here, so the observer will be taken out. And even +2 range attack on almost finished for Mckay against, I think it's the... Actually, yeah, right now it's 0-0. Soon to be 1-1
wow.
from aQua.
Oh,
Those
that's-
upgrades were very, very late.
Yeah, they were.
I
I think he was really counting on that 4-gate pressure doing some damage.
A
at
lot.
least, and
Looks like we have a flank coming here with the Lings.
he hasn't been able
That
to
might
take
actually
third.
do some damage on the side. Templar Storms going down.
Nice
Decent
storm.
force fields. Very nice storms and force fields, although they're a little bunched up.
It looks like it's just not enough. There's
It's
too
just
much
not
for
even
Mckay.
way too
And
much
we're
for
seeing the
Mckay
supply
here.
just absolutely drop now.
And there's the GG.